Hello guys, another video from my car. As every Friday on this channel, this will be quite a short one because I'm still recovering from flu and my voice is not in great shape, as well as energy. But I want to kind of remind you that any advice that you get on technical terms, on coding or in Laravel, everything it depends. There's no absolute advice that you can use this or that, this pattern, this tool, or this approach in Laravel, or this method, especially in Laravel actually, because there are multiple ways often to do the same things. So I was reminded of that a few times recently when I post something and I get comments about, should we use that everywhere? So for example, I posted that you should sometimes add PHP attributes and names in the functions when it makes sense, when the parameter name is unclear. So posting the attribute name helps even if it's in the default order of the functions. And then a few people asked on that tweet, should we use them everywhere? Of course not. Use it when you feel it's appropriate and valuable. Another example, I posted a code snippet with database transaction in controller, and then someone asked, should we use database transactions in all controller store and update methods? And the answer is no. Use transactions only when you have multiple operations in the first place, and then when there's a risk that something may go wrong in that transaction and you need to automatically roll back. A few more examples, like I tweeted about I prefer longer controllers these days in favor of observers or listeners and hidden logic. So a lot of debates were back and forth about controllers should be shorter. One group of people, then others say it's okay to think like me. But then of course it depends on what longer controller even is. Is it 10 lines of code or is it 100 lines of code? So it's always individual and it's always contextual to the project, to the team, to the goals, and even budget sometimes, or deadlines. So a lot of examples like this I get almost every day. So whatever advice you see or whatever tutorial, including mine tutorials, always take it with a grain of salt, so to speak. Always double check it with some other source. Always rethink whether my advice or others' advice fits into your situation and your projects. What works for small freelancers wouldn't work in the corporate environment with enterprise clients, and vice versa. So yeah, my advice in this video is that there's no absolute advice in general in life, I guess, also in technical advice, and specifically in Laravel, which allows pretty big freedom in how we write our code. Question to you guys. Has it ever happened that you took some advice about how to write code, how to structure your code, but then later regretted that? So what was the story and why? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.